Good day, good morning, good afternoon from Miko and I. How are you today? I'm going to do a cool video on Zen quotes explained. So sometimes I make videos and I don't put them up. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to start making more posts even if I don't like the video. So hopefully you guys will get to enjoy that. Anyway, Zen quotes explained. Today we're going to do the koan, a cup of tea. So maybe you guys have heard this famous koan before, where a professor goes to sit down with a Zen master and he begins to tell him all the things he knows about Zen as the Zen master pours him a cup of tea. And he keeps pouring after the cup is full and it spills over. The professor waits for a second and says, "Master, stop. The cup is full." And the Zen master says, "I know the cup's full, blah, 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 blah. I know it's full. You came to me with a full cup. How can I fill your cup if it's already full?" So I know a lot of us have already heard this Zen koan and we all get it. You know, we're like, yeah, how can he fill your cup if the cup's full? And that pertains to my knowledge as an empty cup and my master distributing knowledge to me. I won't show up with a full cup. I always show up with an empty cup. We think to ourselves, like, yeah, that's me, totally. I applaud you for understanding the koan and for showing up with an empty cup. But there's another level of the koan. Like, it's like an onion, man. It's got layers. So the cup is in a perfect way a representation of like your knowledge, and showing up empty, ready to receive the teachings, instead of showing up with a full cup like you already know. So that's interesting though to a degree, because a lot of times what happens is we conceptualize the koan, we think we do, but we don't internalize it, or we think we understand it, but it doesn't apply to our life. So a full cup is like an assumption or maybe an expectation. So we go into the day, every day, most of us with a full cup. If we had an empty cup when we went into the day, we wouldn't have like an assumption or an expectation about how things were going to go, right? It would just be, we'd be receiving. We'd be waiting to see how the day went, or we'd be waiting to see what filled our cup instead of assuming that we knew. So this like attachment or this expectation of what fills our cup or what is in our cup, this is like one of the dangers that we're trying to avoid. So to be a continuous, clear vessel for the moment of now is removing those anticipations, those expectations or assumptions that you know what you know. Like, how hard is it to reassess from the beginning every day? It's super hard, but it's like the state of the beginner's mind. We want to continually have a student's conceptualization of the world around us. Like, we're learning, we're always learning. We always start where we are is another way of thinking. Like, we're always learning from what we understand. So of course we're going to build on that knowledge. We're going to think like, oh, yesterday I learned the universe is a reflection of myself through, you know, quantum mechanics, and so like we think, oh, wake up today and I'm going to take that a step further, but in a sense, like, there is no further step. It's like maybe we have to work on removing the layers and the steps between us and what is real, like removing steps between us and the liquid that's going to fill our cup. So the koan is a cup of tea, right? And it talks about the master pouring into the empty vessel. But like in another sense of the thing, the Tao Te Ching talks about what is the use of a clay pot if it's not empty. Like, it's the emptiness inside that provides its usefulness, right? So it's not showing up with a full cup of tea that provides its usefulness. Like, it's not showing up with knowledge to distribute. Like, you could think, well, who's pouring the tea? Like, I don't know. I don't know who's pouring your tea, but that's up to you. Like, you can learn from any moment. Like, the universe itself could be your tea bearer. The universe itself can be who pours your tea. Or it could be a homeless man. Like, anybody can be your teacher. Anybody can show you something about yourself that you didn't know. But if you're not open to it, like if you weren't ready to receive that gift or that teaching today, then you're walking around with a full cup. Like literally you're walking around with a full cup. Like, I understand everything about what's going on. Like, maybe you have a plan. Maybe you understand a lot of things. Maybe you're a really smart guy, girl, lady, woman, boy. Maybe you're an alien. I don't know. Anyway, maybe you understand so much. You're so smart. I know you're smart. I believe in you. But what if your smartness and your plan has nothing to do with how full your cup is? Like, you can have a plan and you can be really smart and you can understand what your goals are for today without walking around with a full cup, without walking around thinking you know so much that you're ready to tell other people how to do it, or that you're ready to like, maybe you do offer advice if someone asks. Maybe you offer advice if someone doesn't ask, but not so much that like it becomes like you're not receiving. Like, if you don't have the ability to take what's being offered, then what are you thinking you're doing? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's been 6 minutes of me talking about an abstract concept of Zen. What are we talking about? No, I'm just kidding. So what are these assumptions and these expectations that you think you understand so well that you're playing the role of master and student? You have to let that go. You have to let go of thinking you're filling your own cup and that you're in regulation of that. So maybe, you know, like just throw your cup all over the yard, or splash it in your face, or, you know, like, I don't know, dump it out slowly, drop by drop, and think, wait. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna wait, because when you're about to get served tea, you don't do anything. There's nothing to do. You wait for the tea to be served to you. You don't have to like go to the tea. Like, you're already at the table. Like, wherever you are in life, you're already at the table and you already have a cup. We all are at the table. We all have a cup. And you don't have to go anywhere to get served tea. You just have to be ready and receiving for the tea to be poured. So the concept is to be open and receiving and available to what is being poured today. What's being poured right now? It's not the same thing that was being poured earlier, or yesterday, or even tomorrow, because these things, earlier, yesterday, and tomorrow, don't exist. And in a sense, they never will exist. The full cups from those imaginary times don't exist either. So maybe the concept of a full cup is the illusion, and the permanent concept is an empty cup. Like, you are always at a table, always with a cup, and it's always empty. No matter how much is poured in, you're always empty. That is Zen. We made it to the end of a, who knows, 9-minute Zen video. I want to do a lot more of these. Hopefully they'll be longer, shorter, more concise, less concise. Maybe I'll ramble more. Maybe I'll have my shirt off, if that's what you're into. I don't know. Really, I love talking about these Zen koans where they get abstract and they're kind of out there. But today, just think about, you're at the table, you have a cup, and all you have to do is wait. You don't have to jump to any conclusions. You don't have to assume anything. You don't have to have expectations of anything. You're going to take a breath. You're going to find that space in this moment of now around you, and you're going to know that you are ready. You're receiving to what's being poured. Cool. Have a great day. Boom. KungFuNerd.com.